Hey, what's up, guys? Just getting situated here. I literally just walked in the door. Let's do an audio check. I'll pull up the other screen and get that out of the way. But yeah, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the Thursday night live stream Q&A. I noticed a few of you guys were in the waiting room, which is pretty cool. It's nice to see you guys getting ready for the stream ahead of time. And yeah, so I just got back from training. It's a pretty rough night. Pretty tired. Literally just walked in the door like 5 minutes ago. So if I sound exhausted, it's because I am. And we're probably going to extend this live stream out for about 30 minutes, 20 or 30 minutes, because I got a whole bunch of stuff I got to get done and finishing up. I'm actually finishing up the Curve Bubble Magus Curve 5 CO2 attachment today. So that will be done today. So anyways, I just got the notification on the phone. So we should have some people rolling in. Anyway, so if you have any questions that are reef related or non-reef related, yeah, I made it on time. I did. Yep. Go ahead and put those in the comment section. Again, we're going to go for about 20 or 30 minutes. Not going to be able to do the whole hour. I mean, just not going to be able to do it. Too tired. So, but yeah, hopefully everybody's doing well. I don't really have any announcements. Pretty much caught up on the 3D printing. I think I got 40 orders in queue, which is in my world is caught up. So it's pretty good. It's better than 140. And everything is looking good. I'm actually starting to print some stuff out for the not the live stream, for the frag swap, which is on the 6th of November in Lancaster at that fish place. Now I will have a video for you guys tomorrow on that. And yeah, if you guys watch that video and you come to the stream or come to the event and say that you watched the video, then I'll give you some free stuff. So it'd be pretty cool. I believe it's like a $10 cover. Again, I'll have all that information out on the video tomorrow for you. But this is my first frag swap since 2000 Brian's frag swap, charity frag swap. So I think that was in was that in 19, Andrea? Was that in 19? I'm pretty sure it was late 19. But yeah, it's been a while. So anyways, let's see here. Let me get this audio good. All right, that's good there. All right, cool. This is like the Friday kickoff party to me. Yeah. Hey, Caleb, did you get my my comment on Instagram? I thought it was pretty funny. I was laughing. I doubt you'd be laughing about it, but Andrea thought it was funny too. So let me know. You should check it out. But yeah, it's been one of those days. Actually, I bumped up my training to 4 days a week. I'm actually going to be pushing 5. I'm going to go Sunday too. So 5 days a week. I do doubles on Monday, Tuesday. Actually, Tuesday's a triple, but yeah, technically. And then yeah, so definitely hitting the training pretty hard. It's very therapeutic. So I'm having a great time with it. So yeah. So Caleb, you did read it. Okay. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. You can't set me up like that and then expect me not to come in with that comment. I mean, you just can't. So let's see here. Need a good idea for a 20-gallon, 20 long light for cheap, setting up a small tank for the kiddos and don't want to break the bank. The AI Prime HD is pretty good. You said 20-gallon long. Yeah, I mean, you can get that up high enough and on the mounting arm there. I wouldn't do the whatever the flexi one is called. I don't know what the heck the terminology for that is, but I would do the standard AI Prime mount, or even if you wanted to hang it. But that should be fine. That's relatively cheap. You would really only need one, and I think they're $130, maybe $150. It's been a while since I bought one. Let me check real quick. Pretty sure they got to be under $200 now. Saltwater AI Prime HD. Wow. Okay. Maybe they're not. $230 still. Okay. Man, I didn't think they were still that expensive. So, I mean, if that doesn't break your bank, you're good. If you wanted to go cheaper, you could probably do a Mars Aqua. Is it Aqua Mars or Mars Aqua? Either way, one of those Chinese black box LEDs. I think they're probably like $80 or something. So you could do that. You would definitely have to hang it in. You will have to really dial it down since it's gonna be quite a bit of light for a 20-gallon long. So yeah, under $100 you can get away with that, and then you can put it on a timer. You can put it's 2 channels, so you can do two different timers there, or you can use the strip light. Yep. He says the current USA strip light is pretty good for softies and LPS and pretty cheap. Yeah, if you want to get him a link for that, Brymac 1. you could check that out. So yeah, I mean, you got quite a few options. I'm more into, I don't know, I really like the Kessel stuff and the AI primes and the Radions. I just kind of, I want to say that I've gone to the dark side, or if you want to call it that, but I've used the cheaper lights, and I think the being able to use it on an app and just be able to control each individual light spectrum, to the way I want it to be. I kind of spoiled myself with that, so I really don't, plan on backpedaling or stepping back to anything else. But hey, again, if you want to go cheap, I mean, there's a ton of stuff out there. Oh, hey Caleb, that see what it shows up when you do the emoji. See how it shows up? It doesn't even show it on here. It kind of sucks. Yeah, Brian's frag swap was August 19th. Man, how do you remember the date? Jeez. This is why I keep you around, because you're always remembering everything. Definitely. So 2019 was my last frag swap. And I'm actually going to be bringing one of my printers, if I can get away with it. I'm going to bring it anyways and see if I can hook it up. So I'm going to have a 3D printing table. So I have two tables. One that's just going to be coral, whatever I can muster, kind of bring together. And then one will be just a bunch of 3D printing stuff. And I'll bring a printer and kind of just see how it goes. Trying to get Scott to come, Scott from Roscoe's Reef, trying to get him to come and help out at the swap. And gonna kind of get him come back to PA to hang out for a little bit. So the current USA LED light, we did that. So cool. But hey, yeah. So if you guys got questions, add them. If not, I'm just going to talk shit for a little while and head out. I just finished, what is this freaking thing called? Let me see if I can pull it up here. I want to show you guys this. I just finished this CO2 attachment today. I've actually had this guy's pour skimmer cup for like 2 months. I feel awful about it, but I just couldn't get it done. So this is, I wouldn't say the most difficult cup ever. It is for the Tunzi 9004. And basically, there's like a little notch in this damn thing. But I finally decided to just trace it canvas-wise. So I took a picture of the actual skimmer cup and then traced it in here. And then, so this sits right in there, pretty good. And then I just got to make some minor adjustments on the upper wall here. And the lid fits in perfectly. And then I just got to make a couple plugs. So that will be done tomorrow. Actually, I'm gonna try to finish it tonight. But yeah, that was a pain. So I don't have his name here, but whoever you are, if you're in the stream, it'll be done soon. So I apologize for taking forever on that. But and then there we go. So let me pull this back up. So yeah, so the CO2 attachments are doing pretty well. All right, moving on here. Brian says, what does your system's pH stay at? Normally, don't chase this number, but seeing if I can raise it a little with some outside air. I don't know. Let me pull up my Apex here. Actually, I turn my alarms off. Every time I turn my alarms off, something happens. Every single time. Let me see. I actually turned my alarms off and I left my skimmer on and ended up messing up some stuff. So let me go ahead and see here. So you can see last night, I'll show you guys. So last night my skimmer overflowed and basically the collection cup overflowed as well. And then it blew the breaker. And so last night I had no flow to the main display for like ever. So from like 9 o'clock to 8:30 this morning. So like 11 hours, I didn't have any flow to the main display. And the temperature got down to 73.4. That sucked. So I've been slowly bringing it up today, and everything went back to normal. But pH wise, at night, so I am only pulling air from outside, and I don't have my calc stir on anymore. My calc reactor is not on at the moment. So so 7.96, and then 8.21 right now, which is pretty good. I've had the back door open a little bit today too. So, but anyways, yeah. So basically, I left my skimmer on, as you can see here, because my alarm tripped. This is how busy I am. This is how lazy I am at the same time. So take it as a lesson learned. Jesse, by the way, thanks for becoming a member. So what I did is my alarm went off for my collection bin. So when it went off, it automatically kicks off the skimmer saying, "Hey, dude, you should empty your bin." It's a 5-gallon bucket, and it's got a float switch in it, something like that. And so what it does is it kicks off the skimmer, sends me an alarm. So I'm midday yesterday, I'm working. I'm like, screw this. I can't mess with it right now. So I turned off all my alarms and then just kicked the skimmer back on. And then I dialed down the skimmer just a little bit because I didn't want it to keep overflowing. And then sure enough, last night, boom, overflowed and then flooded the floor, tripped the breaker, and then had my tank just sitting idle all night long. So, yeah. And it's still going. As you can see, it's still on, but I dialed it down a lot more. So yeah, I'm gonna be messing with that after we get out of live stream. It's just one of many things. I also got in the new. It's the newer version of the nitrate test kit from Hannah. You guys were telling me to get the new one, so I got the new one. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna do that tonight too. But yeah, that's just me being lazy. Luckily, I have a ton of water, a ton of in the system, and the temperature really doesn't get too horrible, and everything's relatively stable. But that's just being lazy, and I just it's killing stuff, messing up everything. But yeah, moving down. Yeah, so there's my pH. There we go. Ben says, "How's it going, Travis? Getting out hunting this week at all?" Real quick, do you have any experience with Goniopora? And if you do, any advice? Okay, first part. I wanted to go out yesterday, but it's muzzleloader season muzzleloader comes in for 1 week, mid-October, and I refuse to go out on public land during rifle season or muzzleloader because people are idiots. So that's why that's not the main reason why I switched to archery, but it's definitely part of it because you'd have to be pretty stupid and you have to go out of your way to shoot somebody with a bow. So a muzzleloader or a rifle, I mean, you can just point it into moving brush and shoot. So I'll be going back out next week, hopefully. I've only gone out twice so far this month, but again, I have my big veterans hunt in December, so I already have my buck tag ready and an additional doe tag for that. So really, I'm only looking to fill 2 doe tags between now and December. But yeah, I got to get back out. Plus, it was really warm and the temperature just started dropping, and now the deer should be moving. So, but yeah, second part of that question, Goniopora. Yes, I have a couple of them. Actually, you can see in the video here. The lower right rock structure is Goniopora with a fish in it right now. Clownfish hosts it. But yeah, Goniopora. It's one of those things, or one of those corals that can be pretty finicky, especially with flow. So what I usually do is I put it on like a plug or a disc, and then I put it in a particular spot of the tank that I think I want to keep it, and then I see if it's happy. If it starts with its polyp extension and the flow is good, and I'm assuming that your nutrients and all your other water parameters are where they should be been, but and if it opens up and becomes fluffy and happy, then I will take the plug off or the disc and I will glue it to that location. That's exactly what I did with this one. I moved it around to a few different spots that it didn't want to open up. And then I put it there and it was like, oh, okay, perfect amount of flow. And it's been there ever since. So I usually just give it a chance to, and don't expect it to open up the very same day. Give it a few days. And if it doesn't open up, try a new spot and then just go from there. So that's pretty much the only advice I can give you for those jokers. Brian says, oh, a lot of Brian's in here. I missed that guy. Ryan ran Ocean Revives for years. Just bought 5 Radion G5s. Love them. Love them. Yeah, they're pretty good, man. Ocean Revives aren't bad either. I know that. I think Scott used those on his tank. He did pretty good with them. Again, shout out to becoming a new member, Jesse. What's up, man? Appreciate it. You get access to all the cool emojis now, so use them up. Just gonna move on. Man, I got to take a shower. Whew. Like I got the whiff of that dude who was sitting on me earlier. Not in the back. Don't take that out of context, by the way. We're rolling earlier and it's wafting. I'm going to have to hold out myself to make it through this stream. Anyways, that's what happens when you wrestle dudes. On the 20 long, I thought about 2 bulb or 4 bulb T5 fixture off Amazon. I think it was named, but not sure what the quality is. Let me look it up. Give me a second, man. I mean, Amazon's not too difficult to look up. Give me a second. I'll look up the name. Here we go. Sun Saltwater LED. Let me see what it comes up with. I mean, they're showing here. Let me see. Oh, Amazon. Okay, so the 300 watt one. It's coming up as a heater for whatever reason. It might not be the name. Yeah, I'm just getting aquarium heaters. So maybe I see the T5. Okay, I see. Well, it says it's on Reef to Reef, so I don't see it on Amazon. But yeah, that name is coming up for a T5 fixture, but I'm not seeing it on Amazon. But then again, I'm not looking extremely difficult, but hard anyways. But yeah, I mean, I just check out the reviews. I mean, if people are saying it's good, and what's good about Amazon, if you don't like it, just send it back. Next question. Oh shit! I sent you a question about the Tunzi 904 AC with your holiday cup works online. I need. Gerald, I don't remember. Did you send me? Was it on Instagram or was it on email? But yeah, I mean, this is a Tunzi 9004, and I mean, if that's the brand, and if that's what you got, it should work. But yeah, that'll be up on the website soon. You can resend me the email if you did, whatever the question is. If I didn't reply to you, Instagram is not the best way to get a hold of me. So you have to kind of go through email at the moment, or actually go through the website and ask your question there. And it usually sends me notification, which is nice. All right. How do you switch from 2-part to calcium reactor without messing up the stability of the DKH? I already have. Okay. So what you'll do is you will bring the calcium reactor online, and then I would run the pH a little bit higher in the chamber, just so you're, or you could put the pH where you want it to be, where it's recommended based on whatever your media is, and then just make sure you're dripping slowly. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to start dripping a few drips. I don't know how big your tank is or what your consumption is. So always start relatively low, a few drips per second or whatever. And then you're going to test. So don't make any adjustments to your 2-part at the moment. So what you're going to do is you're going to test until you start seeing, and this is going to be, a couple times a day, test, just to see what changes. And then once you start seeing a slight increase in your DKH, so say that you're at 8 DKH with the 2-part, and then you put the calcium reactor online, you start dripping 5 drops per second or whatever. Okay. You're going to have to fiddle with it. Just go slow. And then you test in like 6 hours, and it goes to 8.1, just put that number up there. So then, yeah, you're starting to increase, your alkalinity with the calcium reactor. At that point, you could start slowly bringing down your amount of dosing with the 2-part on your dosing pumps or whatever you're using. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to keep testing and keep balancing it. So as you start bringing down your 2-part, you're going to notice that you're going to have to either increase the drip rate of your calcium reactor to make up for it, to keep it stable. And then eventually you'll just have the calcium reactor where it needs to be, and you can just disconnect the dosing altogether. So it's just a little bit of a balancing act. It'll only take probably a couple days for you to really dial it in. And then, you're good from there. So, yep. Hopefully that works for you. Reggie says, what's the best treatment for bubble algae? Never had all the years in the hobby until now. Well, a lot of people say emerald crabs, but I still think they just spread that shit around the tank. I really do, because they pick it up and they pop it during the process most of the time. If you ever watch when those jokers eat it, they usually pop the damn thing. And then when they bite into it, they're popping it anyways, and it explodes and the spores go all over the place. So I don't know how. I think they just, they're just like little farmers of bubble algae. They just pop that shit and like, oh yeah, I'm just making sure I have food in the future. But so I offer a bubble algae removal toolkit that a lot of people, I mean, I wouldn't say it's the most popular thing on websites. It's pretty damn close. And then there's a couple different versions of it, but you basically siphon out during a water change, or I had one guy actually use a filter sock, and then the filter sock holder that I have, and he just filled it up with bubble algae. So he just had a 5-gallon bucket with a filter sock, and then just kept, filling it up during the water, during removing the bubble algae, and then dumping the water back in the tank, and then just kept doing it. And the entire filter sock was completely full. So if you got that much, you could do it that way. Again, emerald crabs will do it. I don't really know of any fish that eat bubble algae. I did have a fox ace back in the day that kind of messed with it in the 125, but nothing crazy. Yeah, I mean, if it once it gets on your power heads, I would start cleaning your power heads a little bit more often so that it doesn't pop and then get spread around the tank. It's just kind of one of those things you're going to have to keep up on. Again, if your nutrients start to increase, bubble algae is going to start showing its face a little bit more. So, yeah, you're just going to have to get in there and remove it. And the best way to do it is with siphoning. That way the spores actually just kind of go up and get out of the tank. So there we go. Man, we're already 20 minutes in. Jeez, that's crazy. For the 50-gallon tank with small space for a 50-gallon tank with small space in the sump, should I try to plumb a carbon reactor or just place a bag of ChemiPure blue in the sump? Well, if you could fit a maxi jet in your sump, then you can plumb a reactor. Or if you want to tee off of your return pump, cut the PVC, put a T in there, and then you can just put a little ball valve, and you can actually just make sure you put enough ball valves to put head pressure into the reactor. But You can just feed it off your return pump and then have it dump back into the sump there, or you can just fit a maxi jet and dump it back into the sump. Pretty easy stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you don't want to do any of that and you just want to do a bag, it's fine. It's not as effective, but I mean, it does work. Just put it in a high flow area and you should be good. Reef crystals, question mark. I'm not a fan of reef crystals. I've used it. The reason why I stopped using them was the 2 instances of 2,000 ppm of magnesium, which is a huge pain in the butt. So other than that, I don't really use it anymore. Muzzle loader is here in Maryland till Sunday here too, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't go out, Brian. I don't go out in that stuff, man. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, when I do my veterans hunt, I have to use the 308, which I bought this damn thing and I only use it for like once a year. I don't do anything with it, but so I have to use a rifle up there just because it's part of the regulations. But I feel that the deer die faster in archery. I feel like a double lung or going through the heart with a broadhead, they die a lot quicker. Because every deer that I've ever shot with a broadhead has died within sight. Every deer I've ever shot with a rifle, it died, but I had to go find the damn thing. Plus, I don't like the damage that it does. It can ruin me. I don't like it. And I like the challenge of the bow anyways. It just feels more, I don't know, mountain manish, I suppose. Can I mix forest fire digi and green digi without them fighting? Yeah, I think you could. I mean, I have some next to that, and I have some next to each other in the 300. I never really thought about it. Yeah, I mean, I guess they could. I mean, they're basically the same thing. I'll have to try that again. What nitrate checker, low range or high range? Get them deer things are dead all over the turnpike. Yeah, it's the rut, man. These deer are stupid right now, which is good for hunting anyways. But I have the low range right now, and then I ordered the high range that because I ran out of reagent on the low range, and I was like, I'm usually around 5 ppm anyways. So I just figured I'd just go to the high range and be done with it. It's easier too. How do you set up flow for your SPS frag tanks? How many power heads, placement, etc.? So I use in each one of my low boys, I have 2 Nero 5s, and then I have 4 Nero 5s in that tub. And then I just have them on like reef crest kind of mode, and they sync together and they just kind of do their thing. But so yeah, I have 4 power heads in there, and placement wise, I put them on opposite ends. So in the low boys, I have one on the top right in the back, and then I have the other one on the top left in the front. So it basically does like a swirling, like circular type of flow pattern on top of it being mixed around and all that kind of stuff. So it works out pretty good. I just have to dial them down a little bit with the new frags and the low boys because they're getting blown around. But yeah, hopefully that helps you out. I can't see, Jesse, I can't see that emoji. Oh, there we go. Okay. I saw it on the other screen. Have you noticed a difference in skimmate taste in the fall? What the fuck? Have you noticed a difference in skimmate taste in the fall versus summer? I don't even know what the hell you're trying to ask. Like, do I taste my skimmate? Am I reading this wrong? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't drink that shit, man. This is the wrong channel for that. Tucker says, getting my 180 on Saturday. I can't wait. Awesome. Glad you upgraded from a 72. Yeah, that's definitely an upgrade. What's the bright yellow stick? I don't know. And this one right here. Well, on my screen, it's green. On this part right here, on the live stream itself, where you guys see it, it looks more yellow, but it's definitely greener on my end. But the bushier one is the green slimer. The one to the back wall is a poison ivy, and then there is a yellow monster in the tank somewhere. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. See, mine tastes like pumpkin spice in the fall. Okay, pumpkin spice. I actually want pumpkin roll right now. I don't know if that's a Pennsylvania thing, but I like pumpkin pie and pumpkin roll. Fat people food. I love that shit. Thanks. I'll be placing the order. Cool, Reggie. Thanks for the support. At Fish of Hex Aquatics, random acros seem to tolerate my care skills. What are some boxes I should make sure I'm checking off? Random acros seem to tolerate my care skills. What boxes. Okay, so you like what should you be doing to make sure you're good for acros, essentially? Well, as long as you're not blasting the corals with light and your alkalinity stable, you're pretty good. I mean, those are really two major things. Another thing to consider is maybe your nutrients. I know that most people have relatively decent nutrients. There's only very few of us that are bottoming out. Some of us are overachievers and buying equipment that's too big for our tank and stripping everything out. Guilty of that. But yeah, so as long as your alkalinity is stable, your lights aren't stupid, crazy bright, and before you start dropping coral in there or any more, I would definitely make sure you have good power readings just to see where you're at. And then yeah, nutrients, as long as they're not bottoming out, you're pretty good. If you are vodka dosing and vodka is natural carbon, is that the same as running carbon media? Well, I can't really give you an answer. I don't know the answer to that. I mean, it's not collecting it. I mean, you're dosing vodka as a carbon source, which is to feed bacteria to be able to process nitrates. That's why we dose vodka. So it's a carbon source to feed bacteria, but I don't think it's I don't think it's the same type of carbon as if you were running like the ROX 0.8 or whatever it is to remove chemicals and stuff from the tank. I don't think it's the same type of carbon source. I'm sure there's more carbon sources out there. I'm not a marine biologist, or I'm not even that smart. I just pretend to know what I'm talking about so I can get paid. But other than that, story of my life. But yeah, so vodka is a carbon source for feeding bacteria, which then again eats the nitrates and gets processed out. And yeah, running carbon removes all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I don't think it's the same thing. I was joking, but it looks yellow on my screen. Yeah, it's cool. No. Yeah, I mean it's definitely yellow on the live stream on the app for sure. Do you utilize Apex? Yeah, I do sometimes when I'm not being lazy. Benjamin sounds like he is trolling with a seasonal skimmate taste question. Yeah, pumpkin rolls. I freaking love pumpkin rolls, man. I'm gonna burn through these questions quick because we only got a few minutes left. I hate to cut the stream short, but as you could probably tell, I'm like, bleh. I'm not. I'm exhausted. Like I rolled super hard today. I'm done. Any idea on why Akins end up turning red? I'm reluctant to buy more rainbow Akins because of this. What's your lighting like? What do you have them at? If it's really low lighting, the pigment's gonna go to more of the darker. So I know when I had Akins that were in really, really low par and they were naturally like a greenish color, they would just turn all dark green. Instead of having like the stripes in there or like the extra additional colors. So maybe you're not getting enough light, possibly, or maybe your nutrients are too high, but consider that. I hate having Akins. I can't have them in my main display. It just doesn't work out. Would 4 Nero 5s would 4 Nero 5s, one each corner, be sufficient for a 150 gallon 5 foot, 2 foot, 2 foot display? I mean, if you already have them, then yeah, give it a shot. If not, I'd probably go with something a little bit bigger, just to get the additional flow. But I mean, if you already have them on hand and you haven't, you already got them, then worth a shot. But I mean, it's a 5 foot tank, so I mean, that's not horrible. That's 2 foot by 2 foot. I mean, I personally would go for more flow. You didn't see if you had sand or anything in there, but if you have a bare bottom, I would go a little bit more flow than that. But it's worth a shot. I mean, if you already got them. What's your favorite acro in the main display? Well, since I don't really have much in the main display and we're just basing it off this video, it would be an acro that no longer exists. The Fish of Hex Crown of Glory. I got like a stub of it growing. It's if I still had a bunch of it, I can't even begin to just explain how much coral's gone. Like there's so much gone. There's just so much. I really, man, I freaking went way beyond what I should have been. Benjamin, the Akin issue is probably your light. What light are you running? Yep, that's what I was thinking. All right, Peter. Hey, Travis, setting up a new tank and will not be using Marine Pure again since my ICP test came back with the aluminum in it. Good call. Should I add more live rock to sump or place in Marine Pure? I don't think you need to. If you got enough rock in the main display, you're good, man. If you find that you're maybe not processing nutrients, efficiently, then yeah, you can probably add some more, but you don't need to do that. Benjamin, thanks for the donation, the super chat there. And Ben, thanks for becoming a supporting member. Appreciate that stuff, guys. I'm going to do 5 more minutes and I'm going to head out. I do apologize for cutting the live stream short. But I'm not very entertaining right now. What are the dimensions of your 300 considering upgrading and deciding a 9630? Okay, so it's 96 by 24 wide by 31 tall, something like that. Kessel A360X on highest settings, Akins directly under. Every website and video says Akins are low light corals. What gives? Yeah. It just seems, I don't know. It seems like if it's going to go that color, it's probably not getting enough light. So I don't know, man. I kind of have to see the setup. Thanks for the super chat there. Let's see here. Special grade sand in the 150. Haven't gotten power heads yet. Any suggestions? Well, I mean, if you got, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm still looking into power heads for the next build. I would do like a closed loop if I could do it, but I would stay away from Jabo for now. Luckily, the ones I have been holding out pretty well. But and if you want the rate, I mean, if you want the Ecotech, by all means, go and spend the money. They're going to do good. I mean, you could put 2 MP40s in there and be fine, or even 4 if you got baller money. But I know that Apex makes a wave pump that I've heard good things about, but I have not used it. But I mean, if you're set on the Nero 5s, and if you have a backup plan, say they're not enough flow for you and not what you want, and you can put them in a different system, or even just keep them on the back wall of this tank, I think it'd be okay. But yeah, I really haven't dove into too many different power heads. I know that I have the Jabos in here, but like I said, I'm trying to kind of just letting them kind of die off slowly and replace them eventually. So yeah, I can't really give you too many suggestions. I'm sorry, bud. Your thoughts, benefits on dosing phytoplankton in your aquarium. In my opinion, it helps with unwanted algae. Well, I used to grow it, and I definitely used to sell it, and I definitely used to dose it. I'm going to plan on doing all those things again here shortly once I get the setup done. But yeah, I find it to be pretty beneficial. It seemed to help out with dino as well. But just because I think it's dying off and feeding the nutrient stuff. But as for anything, I mean, with phytoplankton, I really do feel that it is the kind of bottom of the food chain, and it's nice to add that to your natural system here. And then everything in the tank is going to take advantage of it to one way or another. It's going to feed pods. It's and those are going to feed feed corals and all sorts of stuff, and things are going to kind of start from the bottom and work their way up and benefit the whole system. So yeah, there's no downside to it. Just don't go crazy on it and end up having a nutrient spike and stuff. And definitely don't dose it. And then, a few hours later, test your nitrates and phosphates, because you're not going to get an accurate reading. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I think we're good, guys. Again, sorry for cutting the live stream short. If you want to support the channel, head over to fishofhex.com. Like I said, there's only like 40 orders in queue for 3D printing, which is super good. Again, better than 140. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Sorry for cutting it short, but I got a bunch of stuff I got to get done. Got to chill out too. All right, guys. So I'll see you tomorrow with another video, and I'll try to get a couple more out before the end of the week, and I will see you next week for another stream. All right, later.